Alright guys, welcome back. Survival Living here. Now guys, I want to go ahead and take the time to encourage you to start prepping. Keep on with your preps. Go find those holes, fill those holes in your prepper stockpile. Guys, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. I shouldn't say crazy because we've been calling it, we've been looking at this thing, we've been preparing for this. Alright, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about global conflict. All right. We are constantly seeing the uptake in this. Now, there's plenty of people out there that says nothing's going to happen. Well, for those people, keep your head in the sand. You do you. We're preppers for a reason. We try to prepare for as many things as possible, and one of them being a global conflict. Now, let's go ahead and talk about some things from our last video where I was talking about the draft. Okay, I'm not encouraging anybody to go to the draft. That's not what I'm saying. All right, the video should be popped up there for you. I said if it meant that my kids would not have to, yes, I would. In some of the comments I saw, well, you'd get the arm thing. When it comes to the actual draft, you don't have any say. They come get you. All right. Is what I'm referring to. Now, I saw plenty of comments, well, I'll go down in a blaze of glory, all that stuff. That's good. Whatever it is, okay? You do you. All right, I'm just bringing the information to you and my thoughts on the subject. Do I think there will be a global draft in the United States for a global conflict? Yes. If it breaks off into World War III, in which things are looking, yes, there will be a global conflict. There will be a draft that goes to that, and it will be here in America. All right, the fact is, should be some numbers popped up there for you if I found the right clip. All the United States services are down, except the Marines. You know, those Marines, they're still strong, but the recruiting and everything else that's involved, our military is not as strong as it was. That's the facts. Now, I want to hit on right fast. There was a Chinese shuttle launch. I believe it was a nuclear-powered re-entry vehicle that was launched late October. I don't know, no big deal. We do it all the time. What was strange and what's got a lot of people looking into this is that it released an object that they held very close to the ship for a very long time, so it wasn't ever picked up. And then when it finally separated far enough away, it was picked up that, yes, they did drop off something. Now, speculations. That's all it is. Complete speculation on what it could be. Now, we do know that China is involved with the satellite cleanup. Yes, I use air quotes for a reason. China is also the country. You know, they're talking about doing satellite cleanup to clear out all the debris from, you know, use rockets and all that good stuff. You know, they always try to make it sound like they're trying to help you and help everybody else while they're doing it themselves. You know, they're trying to better their position. And it's not just China. It's all governments, all countries do this. Speculation is that one, China is either deploying something in orbit to detonate and destroy satellites, which would cause a massive satellite debris field, which would take out most of our low geosync satellites, communications, observation, all these things. Possibility. These are things people are saying. All right, these could be. Doesn't mean it is. As much as we know, they could be up there picking up all this space trash, which is going to be up there a very long time because there's a lot of it. The other suggestion that's out there right now is that China has deployed a EMP weapon. Okay, something in low orbit for geosyncing, something that they can set up to actually disperse, either launch a EMP nuke or detonate there. I'm not sure the altitude of this thing, but basically for an EMP, guys, you just need a hemp. All right, you launch a nuke, detonate high up, and it radiates down. Not radiation, the EMP blast goes down, and that's what fries everything. Now, for history on this stuff, guys, I know people's going to be saying all kind of stuff. That's fine. Create your own YouTube channel. These are my thoughts. There's a lot of pop-ups that's going to be popping up here. China has been working on EMP weaponry. All right, they have. We know that they have. The government knows that they have. They even, man, they even have a actual dossier report on this stuff of the China threat with EMP. EMPs are not fake. I want to address the comment right fast. Nukes are not real. It's propaganda. I serve in the United States Air Force. Nukes are real. For the dumbasses out there that want to come out and scream that the earth is flat, there's no such thing as space, and nukes are fake, go back to Mama's Closet, talk about the lizard people that you like to type in here on YouTube. For everybody else, we need to be prepared for as much stuff as possible. That's why we prep. Now, we have done many videos on EMPs, all right, how to prepare for EMP. So we're going to kind of hit this really fast. With an EMP strike, you've got no power. That's it. You have no power. Power runs everything. Everything from the production of food, because all the vehicles that are used, and also the fuel that's being pumped, manufactured, processed, that goes to these vehicles. Food stops. Water. Your pump stations use electricity. If you're in the city, also, if you got a well on property, if it's not protected, that wellhead, those electronic components, I shouldn't say wellhead. Wellhead's pretty down, you know, just depends on how deep it is. Your wellhead might be all right, but your electronics feeding that. The breaker boxes, the wiring, all that stuff, above ground, that's gone. Medication. That's right. You need power to manufacture medication. Everything from insulin to aspirin. You need power for this. Medication stops. The production of medication, the transport of all this stuff stops. Everything stops. I want to jump back to food because I know there's going to be the comments on this, and I do support growing your own. We've done plenty of videos on growing your own food, running the garden, growing to seed for storage. It takes a lot to feed a family for a year. So the little windowsill garden is not going to be enough to supply enough nutrition to keep you and your family alive. Understand, it's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of people on the internet that likes to type a bunch of bullshit. It is a lot of hard work to run a garden. One would say almost a 24-hour-a-day job, although it's not fully in there all the time, but between all the weeding, the caretaking, the pruning, the pests, it's a full-time gig. Now, one of the more troublesome repercussions of an EMP is our nuclear power stations, our power plants. Without the availability of power to run their pumps, to run their coolant, these melt down. Now, there's a lot of theories on this. Now, these nuclear power plants have a lot of backup systems to keep them running for a while. Usually about 2 weeks worth of stuff, all right? Between their generators, their battery banks, they do have battery banks that they can run straight on to run power. A lot of things are being discussed on this, and a lot of people believe that's going to be the first thing our military, our government is going to try to do, is get power to these things and fast, because they know all the power plants, should be a pop-up there for you, all the power plants here in America, the nuclear power plants we've got, if we have no power to pump coolant water into these things, yeah, oh man, it's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad. If all nuclear power plants were to melt down, you know what? It would be a global catastrophe. Would people be able to live? Yeah, they would, because I'm pretty sure South America doesn't have any nuclear power plants. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure they don't. Basically, the radiation comes up and it will band around the earth. So, yeah, I mean, you might have to move. Now, we've already discussed economic collapse and stuff like that, guys. during an EMP, money's worthless. Maybe the first 2 days while people actually believe it's still a power outage, and many will because there's no way of them getting any news telling them differently. All right, they'll be suspicious about their vehicles not running. They'll be suspicious about that, of course. But it won't sink in. There's too many people that are blinded. They don't understand what's going on. You'll be able to tell right off the bat what's going on. Hopefully you got your supplies in place. I say within 2 days, cash will be useless. All right, so you'll be able to run to the store with cash on hand to top up and get extra supplies. Will I do that myself? Yeah, if I know an EMP happened, yes, I've got a lot of supplies, but I'll use every last bit of cash I've got to buy more because I know money's going to be worthless during an EMP. So may as well utilize it while I can. I would say stay out of downtown areas though. I mean, really, I would not want to be in the city during an EMP or the aftermath of an EMP. I know there's a lot of people here that lives in cities. They will argue with me all the time. I've lived in cities. I've seen the bad of people. Most of the people that likes to comment a lot of weird, stupid shit on YouTube is because they've never experienced any hardship at all. None. You know, when we have our hurricanes down here in Florida, I love this one. Florida has had hurricanes throughout the history that we could never have. Recorded history. That's a fact. But every time we have a hurricane down here, weather manipulation in Florida. Don't be dumb. You got too much stuff you got to be stressing about and getting prepared for than DARPA and HARP weather manipulation in Florida. Look at how that storm turned. Well, if you actually did the research and looked at the jet streams and the pressure fronts, then you can actually look at the science behind it and see why that turned. But it's so much easier to go, the government controls it. Freaking idiots. So, we try to keep it straightforward here on this channel. I'll call that bullshit quick. The reason being is because I'm one of the prepping channels that actually puts his money where his mouth is, actually shows you, not just sitting. Yes, I've got a nice studio right now. Well, I consider it nice. That way we can do better product reviews and unboxing, but I drag everything out into the woods and into the mud and actually show you its operation. All right. So when I see bullshit, I call it. And I'll call it out quick. There's no place, there's plenty of YouTube channels out there that will cater to you, that will pat you on the head with your stupidity of ideas, because they're really not your ideas. You've been indoctrinated by other people. My opinion. Now, I want to take the time right fast, guys, talk about alternative power. Of course, solar generators are great. We've done a lot of reviews on these. As a matter of fact, for Patriots, they just contacted me again. We'll be doing another video on the 1800 watt solar generator here in a couple of days. But we work with a lot with solar generators. We've got all kinds of different companies we work with because I believe the products need to be, you need something like that. We've covered gasoline generators, storing up gas, okay? If something goes down, you can put gas in your gasoline generator, fire it up, and you got power until that supply of gas is gone. Okay, solar generator is different. But with solar, you're going to need to make a Faraday cage. Plain out and simple, you need to protect it. There's too many electronics in these things. How do you do that? Faraday Defense, we're affiliated with. There might be other companies out there. If you want to go with them, go ahead. We're affiliated with Faraday Defense. I've shown sealing up a solar generator with the material. We buy that material to put our solar generators in. That way when we need them, we can go get them. All right. So you need to have this stuff protected. Now, we are also affiliated with EMP Shield. We've talked about that for a while now. I believe it's the first year of our channel we got affiliated with them, or that's when we purchased one. We got affiliated with them maybe a little bit later. We tested everything out. EMP Shield has been great. We have it for our vehicle and also our solar grid. That way we can protect our charge controllers. Sorry, it's been a long day. So we can protect our charge controllers so those don't get fried. Now, there should be a pop-up video there for you guys. You can check that out. Do you need EMP Shield? All right, here's the thing that I see all the time from people. Well, if the power is out, what good is it that you have it on your home or car and stuff like that? Okay, so let's go ahead and reel in right fast. EMP Shield is basically a very fast surge protector. Very, very fast. When an EMP happens, it's going to be, some theorize, the effects of a coronal mass ejection. When the Carrington event happened, telegraph lines caught fire, melted down. If you're able to shut that power off before it burns down your house because you got wires melting, that's one of the things right there for the home. Two, if you have this stuff, whatever you got plugged into your outlets and stuff like that, is protected. Okay, so the power goes out, but you also have generators and stuff. Everything that's been plugged into your walls and stuff, because we don't know when it happens like that, you can now unplug it and plug it into your solar generator or gasoline generator, whatever. It keeps that stuff from getting fried. Second is your vehicle. And I see it all the time. Well, if there's no fuel, what good is a vehicle going to do you? If you're away from home, and I can definitely speak on this because I carry get home bags, I'm always rucking it. I know how much weight bags weigh. And shit hits the fan, everything stops. It would be so nice to be able to drive back to my home. Also, we keep fuel on hand so we can still operate our vehicle for as long as we need to. Masses start showing up, we got to evacuate. So much easier to load up the Tahoe and drive to destination. Now, I've seen the comments, with you being the only one in the vehicle around, you'll become a target. You're going to become a target anyway. Don't think that people won't try to kill you during shit hits the fan. Don't know what fantasy bubble you live in, but you need to wake the hell up. It doesn't matter if you, as a train rider, here's a history. As a trainer, I was a freight train rider for a year and a half. I'm not talking about Amtrak, I'm talking about freight. Union Pacific, Berlin, Northern Santa Fe. I saw people get killed over having a backpack. Not that they don't know what's inside the backpack, but they had a backpack. And this is why society is still in operation. But the fact is, these locations are out of public view. They believe no one's going to miss you. Yeah, train riding is very dangerous. What do you think is going to happen when there's no more law enforcement and people realize that? What keeps our world an operation in a society is law. That's what keeps people at bay. How many times have you gotten so frustrated at something or someone and you've had some thoughts, and the other thought comes in, well, if I do something like that, I'll spend the rest of my life in jail? For those that comment, I never thought any such thing like that. You know what? Awesome to you. You should be Saint Teresa or Mother Teresa, or whichever one that is. For the rest of us, we have anger. Rightly so. When society stops, so does the politeness, so does the ethics, so does the morals of the masses. Now, you yourself might try to hold on to a moral, but when people are starving, freezing, they'll do anything for what you have or what they think you might have. I've seen it. It will happen. So with everything else, make sure you got water stockpiled up, food stockpiled up, water filtration stockpiled up. Guys, we went over these lists so many times, but I bring it back to you because I want to beat this in. There's no time to be playing around. You know what? The great thing about preps is that when you send a normal rotational stock, it's always getting used. I see people, they contact me by email, they leave a comment all the time. Well, why would I waste my money on that when it goes bad? Because you use it. It doesn't go bad. When I got hurt, we survived off of our preps. The food we had stockpiled up, because I didn't make enough on workman's comp while I was going through surgeries, physical therapy, the whole 9 yards, to even buy groceries. Everything went to rent, power bill. Having food put back saved our ass. All right? So please make sure you put food back. Don't play around, guys. You can just open up your eyes and look. It doesn't matter if you agree with the conflict between Russia, Ukraine, the United States, NATO. It doesn't matter if you agree or disagree. It's still going to happen. That's it. You can disagree, you can agree, whatever. It's not going to change the facts of what's going down. Because you disagree with me doesn't stop the event. Or because you agree with me doesn't stop an event. When I see people on YouTube give dates, times, this is going to happen on this date, they're full of shit. You know why I say that? Because they are not privileged enough. No, that's not the right word. They do not have the insider information. The only people that have these insider information are the people doing the events. You think an attack on America, someone's going to notify a YouTuber and say, hey guys, let you know, I'm going to get this video, I'm going to let you have this information. You can do a video. We're going to attack America on November the 11th of 2022 at 11:11. I just love that stuff. I just love it. Most of the time when I see YouTubers do that shit, I unsubscribe. That's it. Because they're talking out of their ass. Same with, let me tell you what's going on with this company here. Although they don't work for the company or anything like that, they don't have any investigation information, but they know that people are looking for it because they all shop at the same store. There's a lot of stuff hidden in that store you don't know about. Alright, you know what, if you want views, that's fine, go for views. Okay, but don't actually pretend and make things sound factual when they're not. That's what I call bullshit on. Do not sit there and lie to people. Anyway guys, just be ready. When is it going to happen? I have no clue. I can look at everything go on. You know, Saudi Arabia just hooked everybody up with lower oil prices for the gas, you know? Everybody except America. There's a lot of stuff going on that you have to really look into, dig around. Sure, America's a superpower. A lot of people are tired of our government shit. That's it. Do I love my country? Absolutely. Do I love my government? Hell no. I don't trust them at all. Never have, never will. So, make sure you're ready. Alright guys, speak to you later.